Ani, the biggest abandoned city you never heard of. Ani was once one of the largest cities in the world, ruling with might over the region, and although now it is an eerie, abandoned city of ghosts, with a little bit of imagination one can almost see the city as it might have been. Ani is a ruined medieval Armenian city now situated in Turkey's province of Kars, next to the closed border with Armenia. Between 961 and 1045, it was the capital of the Bagratid Armenian kingdom that covered much of present-day Armenia and eastern Turkey. Ani was the capital of the Bagratid Armenian kingdom from 961 to 1045. It was a major crossroads for merchant caravans and was known as the city of 1001 churches. The city declined after the Mongol invasion in 1236, a devastating earthquake in 1319, and shifting trade routes. It was abandoned by the 17th century. Once a hustling and bustling commercial center on a branch of the ancient Silk Road, sitting at the crossroads of other trade routes that flowed into the heart of Anatolia, Ani now lies off the beaten track, deserted and exotic in all its remoteness. Renowned for its splendor, Ani was sacked by the Mongols in 1236. Ani never recovered from a devastating 1319 earthquake and, more significantly, from the shifting of regional trade routes, and was abandoned by the 17th century. Ani is a widely recognized cultural, religious, and national heritage symbol for Armenian. The first people to settle in the area did so around 3000 BC, setting up camp on the banks of the emerald green Akurian River, locally known as Arpake. From the outside, the city seems like a fortress to many, with majestic walls saluting visitors, their sheer expanse growing ever so overwhelming upon entrance through the Lion Gate, but inside lies a different world. It reeks of history. It carries that daunting air that makes you question your very existence, with the ruins of the city crumbling under the heaviness of all the countless experiences of Saka Turks, Sassanids, the Byzantines, Georgian Atabegs, Seljukians, Ottomans, and Russians, just to name a few. It is deemed a world city, and the cradle of civilizations, and rightly so. It bore witness to 23 civilizations and dynasties throughout the centuries. Ani saw its best times and expanded greatly when it became the capital of the Bagratid Kingdom of Armenia in the 10th and 11th centuries, growing to a population of about 200,000 at its peak, much larger than London at the time. The largest building standing in Ani is the cathedral. A rather Gothic-looking structure with novel features such as pointed arches and a now non-existent dome, the cathedral is an impressive piece of Armenian architecture. Its importance as a house of God was preserved even when it changed hands throughout history, becoming the first place where Muslim prayers were held in Anatolia after the Seljuks' momentous victory in the Battle of Manzikert, 1071, which opened up the gates of Anatolia to the Turks. The cathedral, however, was greatly damaged in a devastating earthquake in 1319 as well as during the Mongol invasion, events that marked the beginning of the city's great decline. By the time the 17th century rolled around, the city was left desolate. Various invaders and an earthquake led to slow but inevitable decline, and by the 18th century Ani had become a ghost town. Now, its glory days well behind it, Ani is the biggest abandoned city you've never heard of. Although nobody has lived here for more than 300 years, Ani remains very much a disputed city. In 1921 Ani was ceded to the Turkish Republic, to the dismay of many Armenians, for whom this is a spiritual home. For many years, Ani was an off-limits military zone, right on the border. And as Turkey and Armenia are not exactly best buddies, that border has been closed for years. If you like my videos, don't forget to like and subscribe.